Hello everyone, I am Taureor and welcome to another one of my Hands of Iron 4 challenges. This time we're going to play as Japan. I haven't done that for a while and I really want to try Japan again, but it's not just going to be a normal game as Japan. That would be pretty easy. No, we're going to limit ourselves. We're going to change hero-hito into a hero-hito. Yes, it's a dad joke. What does that mean? Well, we play as Japan, but we're only allowed to attack the people that are aggressors. So we can attack Germany, we can attack the Soviet Union, we can attack Italy, but we can't attack, for example, France. We can't attack China unless we are attacked ourselves. What does that mean for us in practice? Well, we're not allowed to attack China. We're not allowed to attack Siam. Well, I do enjoy attacking Siam and moving to the Middle East from there as Japan. We cannot do an early attack on the United States and take them over and get all their factories. We're not allowed to do any of these things. We're going to destroy the threats of fascism and communism. Regular difficulty, Ironman mode, historical focuses. Let's go. Ironman Japan 1. There are a few ways we can do this, and the most straightforward one is to just attack the Soviet Union. Sounds easy, right? Yeah, we're going to do that first, but we need to plan things out properly. Another requirement is we want to make Hiro-hito the hero of the world, so he has to stay in charge, which means we can't, for example, strengthen the civilian government because that will remove him from power, although that would be quite helpful because we could just join the Allies this way. So we have to either purge or support the Kodoha faction. I'm leaning towards supporting them. And yes, we are going to use bicycle battalions. Eventually. Let's start by supporting the Kodoha faction. We're going to have to focus all our production on infantry equipment. I will keep 3 factories dedicated to motorized support and artillery, and we will be expanding that later, but for now we're just going to be using pure infantry. Once we can get enough support equipment, we can switch to bicycles because they do require support equipment. As for construction, we're going for civilian factories for now. We're going to be doing free trade, which means we'll have to buy some resources, and we'll need those factories for that. As for research, I'm going to switch to the superior firepower doctrine and do some other generic research in the meantime. We start with 60 units, and we can also request some from our puppets, so our army is decent. Let's request all the troops from our puppets. Also, we need to justify a war goal on the Soviet Union. I don't remember if we can do that one as non-aligned. I think so, but I'll do it while we're still fascist just in case, because the take-claimed state war goal does not expire. And supporting the Kodoha faction puts hiro-hito in more power, essentially. And we become non-aligned instead of fascist. Cool. Now we are the Japanese shogunate. We're going to become the Empire of Japan by doing Showa restoration, but that can wait a bit. Let us challenge the Zaibatsus. Young officer coup. Now Hiro-hito has much more power than he used to. Also, Japan has an interesting mechanic of rivalry between the navy and the army. If you know my playstyle, you will know that I'm going to be favoring the army, of course, and that gives us quite a lot of nice things, like free manpower and factories. But first, let's use that political power to get a silent workhorse as soon as we can. Also, we're going to be closely observing the Soviet Union, because we want to attack them once they've done the purge. Now with the silent workhorse, we can get a decent amount of political power and get all the good bonuses, especially free trade. Now with Zaibatsu's done, we're going to pursue the next research slot all the way down to spiritual mobilization, which is a very powerful modifier. Oh, also I've installed my new Noctua funds in my computer, so the cooling noise issue should not be a problem. We'll see soon. And I've automated everything so I don't have to manually check if the system is not overheating. Our justification on the Soviet Union is complete, but as it is a claimed state, it will not expire, so we don't have to worry about that. I'm producing a lot of infantry equipment, so that's fine, and we're just going to be training these guys, the basic infantry, but later on I'll be switching them into the better infantry, which will eventually make into bicycle battalions. Now, national research policy for the extra research slot. The Japanese focuses are quite neat because this lets us go to war economy and this lets us go to full mobilization. And we will lose some manpower from that, but we can get it from other sources. Speaking of which, I should have done that a while ago. We can now prioritize steel for guns, which gives us 4 factories for free. Also, we will be favoring the army, which further buffs us. And we can switch to free trade. This is going to reduce our resources a little bit, but it increases factory output and research. Let's buy steel from Manchukuo, it's going to be cheap, and perhaps from the UK. I could actually buy much less steel because I don't really need to build up the navy, and most of the steel is going there. That's fine. Let's go for Imperial Arsenals. They haven't started the purges yet. We will want to have supremacy of will before we start fighting, but for now we can focus on getting some more factories and training up some new units. I'm going with pure infantry for now because we will have some trouble maintaining supply of support equipment if we go with anything else. And of course, let's train them up. We should probably pay some attention to the generals. We have 2 field marshals at level 4, but we do have a level 5 general. Let's promote him and make him our field marshal. Aggressive assaulter, charismatic, and I suppose offensive doctrine. Maybe organization first would have been better, we'll see in a moment. And some generals for our armies. We don't even need to use puppet manpower because we have so much. We're also going to be doing indiscriminate conscription, which gives us extra 2% manpower. With Imperial Arsenals done, we can move down here and then focus on army expansion, I think. I think I'm timing this right, I might be wrong. Don't really have time to get any research buffs now, so we'll have to just get an infantry expert and then a logistics expert, I think. Yes, let's join the anti-Comintern pact. As you can see, my research choices are pretty generic. Cavalry is faster, but it won't get the bonuses. So I'm going to switch you into the infantry units. We'll keep the tanks and motorized divisions for now, but once they run out of equipment, we'll be switching them over as well. Let's check on the Soviets. Oh, they're doing the purge already. Damn it. I wanted to do spiritual mobilization. We can do that later, that's fine. Let's do army expansion law because we want to have supremacy of will complete. Let's get an army logistics expert. I'm going to be assigning my air wings to armies to avoid aerial management. Our guys are pretty much ready. Time to send them to the front lines. And yeah, I'm running out of manpower because it's demobilizing due to the total mobilization law. But I'm about to do... oh, here it is. Indiscriminate conscription, which will fix that. Supremacy of will. Unfortunately, I was a bit late with supremacy of will. Should have started doing army modernization before I did national defense. But it's fine. We'll get the bonuses a little later. Actually, I can wait with declaring the war until the bonuses are in place. It won't make that much of a difference. The Great Purge is done, and it is a good moment to attack the Soviets now. However, we will have supremacy of will in a month, so let's wait for that. And also hire an army morale expert. We attack in a week. Perhaps I should have attacked immediately after the purge. My supremacy of will is giving a large bonus, and I've decided to go aggressive on all units. Let's declare war on the Soviet Union. They will get the event that offsets the purge, but not completely. The modifier only offsets it a bit. Yeah, going aggressive on everyone, and let's see how that works out. But first, let's do spiritual mobilization. Okay, let's go. I've called Mongolia. Good. Now, if I am estimating this right, we should have the upper hand to the extent that we'll be able to get far into the Soviet Union before they recover from the purge. Of course, they are getting the Great Patriotic War modifier, which gives them more division organization, but the purges affect more than just that. So, hopefully, we can still benefit from the fact that we have our nice modifiers and they have negatives. Or, alternatively, we could have just waited until the Germans were at war with the Soviet Union, which would have made this whole endeavor quite easy. But if we can get them before that, well, that is wonderful. I should add support artillery to this template. Going more or less fine. Wonder how far we can get into the Soviet Union before they can mobilize a proper defense. Squashing some Soviets in here. With spiritual mobilization done, we can do the Showa restoration. Okay, good. Trapped some Soviet forces down here, and we can make some of our generals into infantry experts, which will help quite a lot. Okay, the pockets of resistance down here have been dealt with. Now let's send those troops that were now freed up to this part of the front line and move towards Iran. In the meantime, I'll go to extensive conscription. Let's see the casualty balance. We've killed twice as many Soviets as we've lost our own troops. Although I am going aggressive. If we were balanced or cautious, the balance would probably have been better. I'm hoping to get past Mongolia and Tantuva before, the resistance grows in strength. How's our equipment situation? Fine. although our stockpile of infantry equipment is decreasing rapidly. Mongolia is taken care of. Focus your attacks before they can retake the territories they've lost. Republican Spain has won the Spanish Civil War. That should make it a little bit easier to beat up Germany later on. Let's improve worker conditions. Should have done that a while ago. And also hire a war industrialist. While we still have extra infantry equipment, let's do the Manchurian army focus. Hopefully the Soviets cannot mount a proper defense before I am way further in their territory. You know what I could have done? Perhaps it would have been better if we left Manchukuo out of the war and only attacked from Manchukuo. Tenno has capitulated. Then we could just press here very heavily and cut off half of the Russian forces down here. Possibly. Let's see how many we've lost and how many they've lost. Oh, the losses are almost the same. That is not good. The losses we are taking are much heavier than I anticipated. Perhaps going aggressive from the start was a mistake. Perhaps we should have gone balanced or even cautious. But what's done is done. Let's see if we can make this work. But we do control a large chunk of territory now. If we can keep up the pressure, we'll be fine. And we have joined the Axis. Now, I could call the Germans in. But I don't have to. Also, the Chinese provocations, I'm not sure if I talked to you about that already. Anyway, they blow factories up and stuff like that, and I can mobilize the troops together and go to war or suffer some negative consequences. But if I mobilize the troops, I don't have to use them. So this is the best option. Oh, crap. Who called in the Germans? Whatever. It's fine. At least Mount of Ribbentrop will not take effect. Probably should not have done that focus then. I thought they were not going to be called in. Oh well, I suppose I can do the northern resource area. Yeah, essentially, when they attack Poland, that might actually be in my best interest, because they'll put on some pressure on the Soviet Union from the other side. Czechoslovakia, Zog submits to Italy. What are you doing now? Danzig or war? Wonder if Poland joins the Allies or Comintern. That can actually change quite a lot. How's our equipment situation? Not great, but acceptable. Let's start producing the better infantry guns. Yeah, I wonder, maybe German involvement will actually be good for us. We've fought so much, we've lost so much manpower and equipment, that we will surely have the upper hand in the peace negotiations, whatever happens. So maybe this will actually turn out for the best. Germany is sending us Lend-Lease. Yes, please. And so are the Americans. Let's do small arms modernization. Get the best guns out of that. How's the Siberian frontier? Cold. Very, very cold. Another Chinese provocation. We're not going to do anything. Alright, what's going on? Blah, blah, blah. Italy joins Axis. Poland refuses German ultimatum, and Germany attacks Poland. Communist China joined Comintern. And Poland joins Comintern. Well, that is an interesting development that we've caused. Still, as long as we get the Soviet Union, that's fine. Is Germany at war with the Allies as well? It is not yet. Should actually work out in our favor. We have exhausted the Soviets, so they should be unable to resist an attack from us and the Germans. On the other hand, Poland should have some Soviet troops to defend it here. Making nice progress. How's the logistics on equipment? We're almost out of our stockpile on infantry equipment, but we still have a little bit. We're not going to do bicycle battalions for a while. Not in this war, so this can wait. We will do them against the Germans, though. Let's work on the Manchurian project. Poland has capitulated. Luxembourg no joined. Okay. Luxembourg joined Comintern, but the Netherlands have joined Allies. Now we have Germany on our side against the Soviet Union. That should help a lot. Can I get to Moscow before the Germans? Probably not. But the Germans do have quite a lot on their hands. Wait a minute, is that France getting into Germany? Well, that is surprising. Well, maybe our mission of beating up Germany will be made easier by making them fire the Soviets, who knows? But I do think the Germans will push back eventually. We managed to encircle some Soviet troops here. What's our participation? 77%. That's good. As long as we're over 50, we'll be able to get most of the stuff. Some of our troops were too aggressive and they got encircled. That is very unfortunate. Let's try and rescue them. The fall of Kiev. Well, good. France is holding on, but that is not my problem. you might be about to encircle these guys. Good, do that. Well, if it's working, it's working. I'm not gonna argue with a good thing. The Germans are about to get to Moscow. I do worry that they might overcome my war score. No, I don't think that will be a problem. We should still have more. Let's research some support companies. We're going to be using them later against Germany. Fall of Moscow. Oh no! You guys got separated. That's horrible. France still stands. Actually, that might be helpful to me. I might go against Germany immediately while France is still standing. Stalingrad should be next. It's a pity that the Germans are taking most of the interesting places down here, but we did take a lot more territory, and it is reflected in our war score. Should we just do a beeline for Stalingrad? Let's try that. What is your capital? You know, it doesn't matter what your capital now is. Let's just take a few more provinces because they're about to capitulate. Yes. Yes, there are. 100% towards capitulation. Alright, peace conference. We have more war score than the Germans do. We need to try and block them from taking anything significant. Let's see if we can do that in the first round. If not, I might always puppet the Soviet Union and annex it a little bit later. So what we need to do is cut the Germans off from direct contact with their territory, thus the Germans will be unable to take anything. Let's see if this is an option for us. A little bit too much. Alright, we've cut off the coasts. They will likely focus on taking Polish land, so even if we miss some bits in central Russia, that's fine. Let's end the turn. Right, the Germans have taken half of Poland. But that's okay, because I'm going to take the rest. Right, all of Poland, they're not going to be puppeting it, and they have no direct access to this territory, thus all the Russian stuff will be ours. Also, you guys asked me to do some campaigns without shadow puppeting, so we're not going to do shadow puppeting. And this one. Okay. Let's connect our territory. We can't connect our territory yet. End the turn. Okay, now the Germans should be unable to take anything else. Let's see if that indeed is the case. They've puppeted Luxembourg. Oh, I forgot about Luxembourg. Okay, did they just give me all their war score? Well, that's nice of them. Then, let's take all your territory. And that is the end of the Soviet Union. Now, Germany, your time has come. That is a lot of factories, isn't it? Okay, now we're going to have to fight Germany. Should we do it now, while France is still alive, or should we do it later? I feel like doing it now might be the most beneficial to us. What I'm going to want to do is switch all my troops to bicycle battalions. Promised you some bicycles against the Germans, didn't I? Now, with the Soviet industrial might in our hands, we will be able to provide our troops with sufficient equipment. And finally do bicycle battalions. Once we're done with those, we'll be able to attack the Germans with all our bicycle might. Let's get our troops on the German border and get them some bicycles. Hungary has joined the Axis. I didn't really expect Germany to join back then, but it turns out to be a great development for us, because France still stands thanks to that, most likely. I'm going to switch all the units to this basic template, and then I'm going to be switching it to bicycle divisions. How are we doing on equipment? Oh, you want to befriend Japan? No. What we're going to do is leave the Axis. Goodbye, Adolf. And what we're also going to do is get a war goal on them. It is time to save the world, because hero-hito is just like Flash Gordon, savior of the universe. Yeah, I'm not going to be quick enough to beat up Germany before they take France. Still, that's not going to be too much of a problem for me. Let's do Manchurian railroads and stuff, because no, let's not. Let's do construction and repair. We have a lot of stuff to repair. And now that we can use bicycle battalions, well, what we're going to do is switch all our guys into bicycle infantry, which is just faster. It's like cavalry, but they do get all the infantry bonuses. So that is just amazing. We'll make them 20 with all of them. I'm also researching signal and logistics companies for them, but I started that a little late. So those are not ready yet. They're still waiting for support equipment. Do I have enough support? I do not have enough support equipment for them. Maybe I should not have made all of them into Maybe I should not have made all of them into bicycle infantry, but we'll get that support equipment ready soon. Time to get to Berlin. My friends, time to go to Berlin. Yeah, they're only at 60% strength because I switched them into bicycles. That might actually become a problem soon, but I am producing support equipment very aggressively. Yeah, we're ready to attack now. There are German units in our territory, though. Should I wait for them to be out of our territory? Or should I dedicate one army to mopping them up? I should probably dedicate one army to mopping them up. In the meantime... Oh no, not Communist China. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, we're not attacking China. We're attacking Germany. Let's go. Going to take one of these armies out of the German front line and just tell them to deal with all the German pockets that have appeared in our territory due to them retreating. Once you're done with them, you can rejoin the fight. Italy has been called in, not a problem. I wonder if I can save France. The Allies would appreciate that, wouldn't they? And yes, we are the savior of the universe. We're going to get non-aggression pacts with the Allies and let them into our territory. Bicycles are wonderful. They really are, aren't they? So fast, they get all the strength of infantry with all the speed of cavalry. They're essentially cavalry with infantry bonuses, which is very significant, actually. And yes, we're going to be friends with all the allies you can get into our territory. We're not going to be aggressive. We are friends. Friendly Japan and Soviet anime. Yeah, I think France will surrender soon. No matter. We are almost in Berlin. The German might cannot stand against bicycles. It's like having motorized without having to pay for motorized. Let's add logistics companies. France has capitulated. Well, that is unfortunate. I'm staying on aggressive. How's our equipment situation? Not great, but getting better. Need more steel. Alright, I was buying it from France, of course. France is no longer a thing. Belgium is still a thing, though. We saved Belgium for now. Signal companies are researched. Let's add them as well. Yeah, I probably should have waited a bit and only attacked Germany after, having buffed my units a bit. Yeah, actually, let's do all the resources stuff. If we want to use them, we'll sell them. Should have attacked them earlier. Yeah. Took me a bit too long to attack Germany. Hungary has been taken care of, though. And that is something. Researching the highest level of infantry equipment. I suppose I could be gentle. Let's not waste political power. Slovakia has been taken care of. Even though I went down to balanced, we're still making progress. Are we about to take Berlin? It would seem so, yes. Yes, we are. Japanese bicycles in Berlin. 9 million bicycles in Berlin. That's a fact. Well, not 9 million, but you know. Alright, the progress is much better than I anticipated. I am really in awe of those bicycle regiments. Yugoslavia joined allies, alright. Let's monitor Romania. Iron Guard. Oh, wait a minute. Independent state of Croatia. That is bordering me. Let's dedicate some troops to dealing with it. How far is Germany from capitulating? Not too far. Alright, Adolf, haven't you had enough? Submit to the Emperor. Independent state of Croatia capitulated. Okay. There's a bit of Italy here. Go take care of that. Come on, do you have any significant victory points I should still take? Oh, Munich. There we go. That should be the end of Germany. There it is. Germany has capitulated. To Japan. Now that we have beaten Germany, time to adjust our orders a little bit and go after Italy. Orders readjusted, time to go cycling through the mountains. Now that Germany is no longer in the picture, this should not be too difficult. But we should act quickly, otherwise Italy will be able to get a big defensive force down here. But acting quickly is the specialty of those bicycle divisions, even through mountains. I am really, really liking those bicycle divisions. Another Chinese provocation, but we are bigger than that. We're not going to succumb to a mere provocation. Let's just get down to Rome. Essentially, a bicycle division is just like normal infantry, with all its strength, and I do find infantry to be the most effective unit in the game. However, it is much faster. It is essentially motorized without having to waste production on motorized equipment. And it still gets all the bonuses of regular infantry, which are significant, especially from infantry experts, and the like. Time to readjust these orders here a little bit as well. We don't need to be securing the border with France. We're friends. We're importing French food, which is amazing, and we're exporting anime, of course. Get going and finish off Italy. Finally we've researched the best guns, but yeah, they're not going to be necessary. Can I get you guys to Messina and Palermo? If I can, that is going to be very helpful in making Italy capitulate. And finally Italy has capitulated. And we are going to be able to get quite a lot. Now, one problem is I promised not to use shadow puppeting, didn't I? Yes, I did promise to not use shadow puppeting, which is unfortunate because it would really be helpful here. Still, I could use normal puppets, but let's not. Let's just take the territory ourselves. The northern coasts are going to be very helpful. Now, we control all of this territory, so it's going to be relatively cheap for us to take it. And no border gore this time. This is as much as we can take in the first round. Let's end the turn. What have you done? You've liberated Ethiopia and Libya. Well, in that case I'm going to pass. And you've also liberated Libya. Should I pass again? I should. And you've taken some territory for yourself. Well, I expected you to be benevolent and release people, but that's apparently not the case. Time for me to step in and take stuff. What have you done? You've taken Albania. Istria is going to remain Italian. That is unfortunate. That is it for the peace conference. Of course, I would have been able to take more if I was allowed to puppet or shadow puppet people. Well, I was allowed to puppet people, but I didn't want to. And there you have it. We have defeated the Comintern and the Axis single-handedly. Not more or less. We have beaten all the aggressors in the world and rid the world of fascism and communism. Well, maybe apart from communist China, but China has this well in hand. Well, there are still a few communist states that we could attack, but the requirement of the challenge was to defeat the Axis and the Comintern, and we have done that. The Empire of Japan now spans most of Asia and half of Europe. So, yeah, there you have it, 1940. We could easily proceed to a world conquest if we wanted to, but that was not the goal. The goal was to make our emperor the savior of the world, and turn hero-hito into hero-hito. That is it for the challenge, and I want to say I really, really love bicycle divisions. Right, we're going to end here. Let me know in the comments what you thought about this little campaign and what you would like to see next in the challenges department. And I think what I'm going to be doing is release spectator videos during the week and challenges on the weekends. As I explained in the previous videos, I can't do 2 challenges a week. Might also live stream, however, it seems that live streaming might be actually hurting my channel in the YouTube algorithm, so I might have to not do that, which is a pity because I enjoy it quite a bit. What else is there to say? If you would like to see more of my challenges, there is a link to a playlist in the description, and make sure to let me know in the comments what you would like to see next. Thank you for watching, and I will see you soon. Goodbye.